Coach Rhule was either giving an announcement to the Nebraska boosters or to the college football fans as a whole about the state of where we are right now with the transfer portal.
Someone who's instant impact upgrade, like someone who can make a difference. Make no mistake that a good quarterback in the portal costs $1 million to $1.5 million to $2 million right now. So just on the same page, right?
Just so we're all.
Let's make sure we all understand what's happening. So
a couple of press people looked at him like, "What?"
There's some teams that have six or $7 million players playing for them. So.
Yeah, and that was an announcement to the boosters, I think, just like Ryan Day did a couple years ago where he was like, this is how much it's going to cost, this is going to cost. But anytime you hear actual numbers being projected in this new era of NIL football, it's damn, good for these guys. Cam Ward, Washington State, I believe he's got a couple $1 million offers to go somewhere else in the transfer portal. Chuck Pagano, how do you think you handle that? What do you were 18 years in college, vastly different. You guys are paying people under the table cheating at the time. Now it's just kind of standard operating procedure. It's like free agency almost. Chuck and DJ Uiagalelei, who was at Clemson, then he went to Oregon State. He's in the transfer portal now. Guy down in Utah State, Levi Williams. Levi Williams, not going to the transfer portal to go anywhere else after leading his team to a big-time win over New Mexico. He's going to the Navy SEALs. This guy is our hero. Levi Williams, quarterback of Utah State, who literally just put the team on his back this past weekend in double overtime to beat New Mexico. He said, I'm foregoing my final year. I'm going to go train to be a Navy SEAL because I love this country and I want this country to always be great. Hey, Levi, we salute you, pal.
Love you, Levi.
Let's go. We need more Levi Williamses out there. Now, if he had the chance to go make $1.5 million, $2 million in transfer portal, I would be singing a different tune. I'd say, hey, Levi, I appreciate your mentality and your mindset and what you want to do for this country and for all the citizens that live here. But also, let's get our money. Let's go. Hey, we'll let the other people who have your mindset do it. But the fact that he's like, nah, I need to go right now. Levi, we love you, pal. We love you, pal.
We love Levi.
But Chuck, aside from that, whenever you think about free agency in college football, what do you think that Matt Rhule is dealing with, and why do you think he's telling us publicly? Do you think he's just as surprised as everybody else about the state of college football right now?
No, but he wants to your point, he wants his boosters to know. He wants everybody to know that, hey, if I don't have this money, I can't go get player X, Y, or Z, and they go somewhere else, and then they end up coming back and beating us. So I tried to tell you guys, we got to have the money to go get these guys. And from a loyalty standpoint, there isn't any anymore. Like if a guy like you're talking about Cam, what's his last name? The guy
Ward.
Cam Ward, good player, right?
Yeah.
So would we hold it against him if somebody came and offered him and his family life-changing money?
No.
You can't do it anymore. And like Marvin Harrison Jr., you're talking about that. AJ, I mean, he is a different kid. He is a great kid. We know how good a player his dad was, what a good person he was and all that. But if I'm him and I'm his father and I'm educating him and consulting him and saying, hey, no, I am not.
Yeah, let's see what Justin Jefferson's deal is. Let's see what the next, obviously Tyreek got paid a bunch of money.
You know what I'm saying? How can you risk that? You talk about injury, you can get a Lloyd's of London, you can take out an insurance policy or whatever. But
I got a Lloyd's of London one time. It was $60,000 for nothing. I would have
and
had to get my legs sawed off by somebody else's
pays for it now. I think they'll pay for the Lloyd's of London for you now.
It's expensive. It's just quite a racket.
But still, though, but if it's a player, you can get a Lloyd's of London worth $100 million. Like if you can't play football again, that's everything. Like that's it.
Yeah, that's what has to happen to get your payout from Lloyd's of London, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
When I got franchise tagged, everybody was like, you gotta do this whole thing. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll look into it, did the whole process. How much am I paying? Jeez, that's a lot of money out of my pocket. And then you start reading through the contract, and it's like, what has to happen for me to collect?
As a punter, though, to do it as a specialist is weird because it has to be, you can't play again. You basically, like you said, you have to get your leg chopped off to get paid for that.
But at a football, can't even just have a good friend of mine who might be Italian take the wood chipper to my right leg and just say, hey, we're getting $25 million. It's going to suck for a little bit. Can't even do that. It has to be like a football. Like a football has to get thrown by somebody, and it has to pierce my quad and go through my femur out the other side, and I can never punt a ball again and get it. It's like this feels like a racket. They're like, you got to get it.
Never know. So like a Vince McMahon punt to your knee would have done. Yeah.
Bingo.
Okay.
What he did to my lungs and to my ribs in Jerry World, the site of tonight's Thursday Night Football game, right in the middle of it, with 100,000 WWE Universe members looking on, where he punted that football. what was it, 4 ribs? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
4 ribs.
Dirty move.
Where'd he get that for? He pulled that thing out of his ass?
Yeah, ridiculous.
I didn't know the match was happening. All of a sudden, he's got a football to punt through this entire thing. But yes, that's what would have had to happen. But Vince McMahon would have had to be a football person.
Right.
Damn.
So he would have had to be a football person that did that to my leg. And it's like Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be, I mean, who knows how many trades for quarterbacks there'll be up at the top. You know, especially with the way they're talking about quarterbacks these days in the action. Everybody's saying he'd be the number 2 overall pick, number 3 overall pick. Well, that's not going to be the case because they're going to trade up to get quarterbacks before him. But he's going to be a top 5 pick. The money he's going to get in his rookie contract, huge.
Yeah.
And that next contract that Justin Jefferson and Tyreek and everybody's setting in there is about to be massive. But he never beat Michigan.
Never.
He didn't beat Michigan over there, Tone.
Yeah, and Rhule's talking about $1 million for these quarterbacks. Like, to some of these boosters, like, if you're a quarterback away, like, that $1 million is not, like, who's it? KJ Jefferson's out there, Riley Leonard's out there, Will Howard's out there, DJ Uiagalele's out there. Like, a lot of these teams, like, a lot of these quarterbacks are, I think they're worth it these days. Like what's his name? Sam Hartman did for Notre Dame. Like, if they didn't have a quarterback, they wouldn't have been even in the conversation at all this year.
They're allegedly targeting Riley Leonard at Duke, who went into the transfer portal. But, you know, Mike Elko's at Texas A&M.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Riley Leonard was his quarterback there. Texas A&M got money. You know,
do.
A lot of it.
So with the free agency potential thing there, good luck to Riley Leonard.